Alright, we're looking at a way here to figure out the exponential function that goes through the given points. So with that, here's a bit of a different method that is on the previous video. I know an x and a y value here, and I know an x and a y value here. So for problem A, I'm going to use the equation y equals a times b to the x. That's our equation for an exponential function. And I'm going to substitute in the coordinate points that I'm given. So a hint on this one to make it easier, use the one with the larger x value and write that one first. So I have 0.0125 equals a times b to the fifth. And my other equation is 0.05 equals a times b to the third. So in this method, I'm going to take these two equations and I'm actually going to divide the two. So when I do that, a divided by a reduces down to 1. And that's how I've now eliminated the a value and I'm only left with b's. So when I take a look at dividing, I divide these two first. And when I do that, I get 0.25 equals, there's the equal symbol. A divided by a again is 1, so that has now been eliminated. And b to the fifth divided by b to the third is b squared. Now what I need to do in order to solve for b, I take the square root of both sides. And b ends up equaling the square root of 0.25, which is 0.5. Now, in order to solve for a, I'm going to take one of these two equations, it doesn't matter which one, and I'm going to substitute in my b value and solve for a. So looking at that, I'm going to use the bottom one. So 0.05 equals a times my b value of 0.5 to the third. 0.5 to the third is going to be 0.125. And to solve for a, I'm going to divide both sides by my 0.125. Here's my 1, so I'm left with just a. And a equals 0.05 divided by 0.125, which is 0.4, or 4/10. That gives me the equation y equals my a value times my b value to the x. There is the equation. Now the reason, like I said earlier, why I want to put the larger x value in the numerator is because that'll always give me a positive exponent down here when I do the division. Otherwise I'll have a negative exponent and things might get a little bit more tricky. It'll still work, but it might get a little more tricky to solve that. So I'm working on problem B. I'm going to set it up the same way. Y equals a times b to the x. Choosing that point first. 128 equals a times b to the fourth. And 16 equals a times b to the first. And divide. 128 divided by 16 is 8. A divided by a is 1. B to the fourth divided by b to the first is b cubed. Taking the cube root of both sides. B equals the cube root of 8, which is 2. I'm going to use the bottom equation, just because it's easier. So I have 16 equals a times my b value to the first. And 2 to the first is 2. So 16 equals 2a. Divide by 2. There's my giant 1. And a equals 8. Giving me the equation y equals 8 times 2 to the x.